Hello and welcome to Beyond the Gates, a D&D actual play podcast. My name is Adam Baeza and I play Ruinel of Tarsus, the half-elf fighter. I am joined today by my three other companions. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves?
I am Mitchell Butter Caldwell, playing Irit Hardstar, a half-elf, half-orc. I like to call it an orf monk, level 5.
Hi, my name is Bryleigh Myers, and I'm playing a half ASMR, half Tiefling level 5 bard by the name of Aster Laveau.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Willis, and I play Hope Bright Shadow, a half-elf level 5 cleric.
Hi, I'm Jacob Breaux. I'm the Dungeon Master. Adam didn't ask me to introduce myself, but I'm gonna, so here I am. Last episode, we ended off on a very high note. Everyone was super happy and upbeat and excited. We finished our fight with Othelian, and he left, leaving our 4 players, a newly possibly befriended Captain Indy, and Ruinel with maybe some emotional trauma of the fact that now in her hands, she holds the soul of the Duchess Sarah of Tarsus. And also some issues for Aster as well, almost being killed by her ex-boyfriend in about the span of 30 seconds. So we pick up there with the freshly wounded party of Ruinel and Aster and the freshly revitalized after a little bit of a nap, Irit and Hope.
What was that?
Aster's just sitting on the ground, very beat up. So she's just making her way down to just lay down, facing the sky, but like in the grass or whatever, and going, I really don't want to get into it right now.
Ruinel kind of, like, after like realizing what it is she's holding in her hand, she's kind of like already like looking around, trying to see like if she can see Othelian like anywhere nearby, because she's now like really angry while also like heartbroken and stuff like that.
So you may not have seen it, but what happened is that Hope and Irit woke up. Captain Indy woke them up, and the ship managed to land a massive hit with the cannon to Othelian. Irit was pretty angry at the fact that, clearly Aster was not doing so hot with like an arrow to her chest and to like her spine, as well as Ruinel not looking so great either. And so Irit had just rushed into battle, fist first, and dealt some like pretty severe blows to Othelian. And then Othelian had left. So you may not have seen that, Ruinel, but Othelian, you no longer see Othelian.
Okay. Is Irit still is Indy like with us as well?
Indy's a little bit of the, so if you remember, there's a smaller island that you were all on because they're all floating, right?
Right.
The island that you were on initially that you had to jump across from, Indy's on that island, and that's where Irit and Hope were, but they rushed into battle, and Indy's still there, and you can tell she's trying to coordinate like with the ship of like trying to like get it to like find a spot to land and stuff where they can secure a place to settle down for a second.
Right. So would Ruinel notice that? Is she?
Okay, well, now that I know that everyone is alive and that no one is dying, I want to walk back over there, jump across the gap, and slap Indy across the face for putting us in this position in the first place.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun.
I was gonna say like, can Ruinel like see or / hear Indy coordinating the ship and stuff like that?
Go ahead and roll perception.
I gotta borrow it.
I am going to roll to slap.
Oh yeah, guys. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by My Lost Dice, because I moved out of my house and I can't find them anywhere.
Literally just a couple days ago, one of our friends gave Adam a new dice jar. That's what you get.
I rolled a 5.
That's what you get.
No, so Ruinel's probably a little too shaken up and dazed and kind of unaware to be able to notice because of just everything that's happened.
Yeah.
It's been a lot because you have to think about that this probably took place in like, it's probably been only about 10 or 15 minutes that this has all happened.
It's an unarmed strike, and I rolled a 7, so I totally just like, she saw me coming.
Yes.
Stops you mid slap and goes.
It's almost like
Yeah, so Hope rolled a 7 to try and slap Indy.
I walk over there, jump across the gap, go to slap her, and roll a 7.
So you miss. It's not bad enough to like slap yourself, but that would have been kind of funny.
If I had rolled a 1.
We'll say that she just catches your hand and she just looks at you.
How dare you?
Business is business. I am sorry.
And then she just kind of like drops your hand and walks like away to continue doing what she was doing.
After she charged you double.
Captain Indy never tells.
I think you owe me more than a sorry.
She's not paying attention to you anymore. She's trying to land the ship so that...
I'm glad I stole that pen now.
I'm waiting to hear a dice roll for a perception check.
You know,
She didn't say that in character, so I'm not.
You know, for being someone who's supposed to be like a holy cleric, you're acting very unholy right now.
Irit's gonna walk over to the other island, hop back up, and greet Indy. What are you doing here?
Well, looks like saving you lot, doesn't it?
Awesome. Thank
After
you.
you put us in this position in the first place.
Well, whenever 2 out of 4 of you both have a wanted poster with a high gold sum attached to it, you can't blame a girl for trying to get a little bit of a payday, now can you?
Excuse me?
I came back when it mattered, didn't I?
Who has a wanted poster?
Aster just
Captain
coughs.
Indy never tells. Captain Indy's not a snitch.
Irit looks
Yes,
over
you
at Runel.
are.
Snitches get stitches.
We're all eyeing each other. Is it you? Is it you?
It's the Spider-Man pointing me.
Viewers, if you want to make art of that,
Okay, also...
make sure to add us on Facebook.
Rowanel's still not even there. She's still on the ground.
Okay, don't add us on Facebook. Add us on Instagram at Beyond the Gates Pod. We don't have a Facebook. Maybe I should make one.
You probably should. That was the first thing that popped into my mind. Just add us on Facebook.
Yeah,
You should make a Facebook.
maybe. Yeah, we may be on Facebook by when this episode rolls out. I don't know. I find it so funny that like we go for our audio listeners like we have any other listeners currently. Like,
I was also thinking.
we're not a video podcast.
Oh,
yet.
dude, I love
Yet.
that bit though.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
we will get a camera maybe one day.
It'll be a $73 on sale Logitech.
No, it's gonna be a Nerf camera that I got off a Nerf gun.
We're actually going to link a GBA with the Game Boy camera, and we're going to live stream with the Game Boy camera.
We're gonna use the
I
camera
had a
that on my
dream about a
bamboo.
Game Boy last night. It was weird.
Fun.
I haven't thought about my Game Boy in years.
Back to our previously scheduled programming.
Well, I know that I'm not wanted.
I can't be wanted, but I know somebody that is. But even then, they're already in jail. I think.
Aster starts getting up and goes, you know, you could just reasonably deduce that the 2 people that just got their butts handed to them are probably the ones that had the wanted posters, Hope.
Yeah, but I have a -1 to my intelligence.
I said Hope.
I believe
I have a -1 to my intelligence.
Hope also has a -1 to her intelligence.
Well, y'all the big dumb, huh?
Just bring up Hope's mother.
Yeah.
As it turns out, it's Indy who's wanted.
Cause I'm wanted.
Dead or alive. This is our musical episode.
Yes.
When's the choreographed like dance sequence?
When's the
Roll performance.
When's the breakout dance number?
Yeah.
All right, carrying on.
I poured all of my points into charisma, which is why I have no intelligence.
Fair. Totally fair.
Which doesn't do any good because I am failing all of my deception.
But your performance check's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, for that dance number.
That's episode 17.
So at this point, the ship is now docked. Isn't quite the right word, but the closest you can get to a semblance of being docked in the air to a floating island as you could get to like a regular island being docked. So yeah, so the crew is now exiting the ship, aside from the 4 elementals that are, you would know, holding the ship up in the air to keep it from falling out of the sky. but everyone else is now getting off the ship.
These poor elementals never get a break. They're always working.
So, Captain,
Yeah.
since we're here at our destination, is this goodbye?
Oh, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I just, he's not really a great business partner, so after we were able to get what, at least a partial sum of what we were told we were going to get, we decided that maybe, that wasn't a business contract worth sticking to, so we came back for you.
Well, since we were used as bait, do we get our share of the cut?
For bait? You weren't bait. You were the product being sold.
Not technically, because I'm not on the wanted poster. You used me as bait.
Oh, no. He wanted y'all as well. He just took you.
What did I do?
Oh, I just assumed that guilt by association, you were traveling with the people that, the bounty was out for. And so he decided, if they're friends, then maybe they'll have useful information or something. And so, yeah, he paid.
Fair enough.
I don't know these people. I just met them.
I don't know. He didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm just a smuggler. I mean, a totally legal vessel traveling betwixt the nations.
So did he not pay you in full?
It's a little complicated.
Well, we gotta go get that money.
I'm not running after him or anywhere near any of that anytime soon, friend. So you can do that on your own.
I do kind of want to beat him up.
What's the issue with that one over there?
So Captain Indy nods over to where Ruinell is like crumpled on the ground, basically on her knees.
I'd say Ruinell is just like already like so angry. She just starts shouting, just like,
Go ahead.
And that is what we call lore.
Oh, all right. Just letting off steam, I guess, or something. I don't know.
It's so
You
Captain
got a
Indy.
fancy rock.
A fancy rock? What do you mean?
I don't know if the dude threw it at her.
And Captain Indy like walks back up on the ship, and she like comes back like a couple of seconds later, and she's got like a book, a thick book, and she's walking towards Ruinell.
Oh, it's the Book of Trauma.
So Captain Indy's going to approach Ruinell and then sit down on the floor next to her, or on the ground. And she like starts flipping through this book, and she just looks at Ruinell and she goes,
They said you had a rock?
Ruinell is is looking at the rock for a little bit. At the soul stone for a little bit. And she's like, it's not just a rock. It contains the soul of someone I once knew.
and so, what?
And then
Not just a rock.
and then like, but then Ruinell then turns to look at I keep wanting to say Irit, I don't know why, at Indy, and realizes it's Indy. So she's like, she quickly gets up on her feet, and like still holding the stone in her in one hand. She looks at Indy and says like, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here."
Well, Indy figured she'd come back for her friends.
Friends do not sell each other off to the gallows.
Well, I mean, business recognizes business, right?
Here it goes.
So we're just business then.
Well, no, but I mean, yeah, like at first, and then we kind of felt bad about it afterwards, because we lied to you guys, and then that's why we came back. We could have just, like, left you, but here we are. Did you see that cannon shot that knocked Othelian down, the big bad spooky guy that was trying to kill you? You know who did that? You know
Who put us here? It was you.
He gave you his name?
Well, yeah, whenever, you're the heir to House Spectrum, you kind of know who you're dealing with. Didn't need to give us his name. Sometimes your reputation precedes you.
Interesting.
And so Captain Indy's still like sitting like crisscross applesauce
With the book.
Yeah, with the book, and she's flipping through, and she flips the book towards Ruinel, and she asks,
Is this what you've got?
Yes, it is.
We might need to go find the witch. Interesting.
and Captain Indy like gets up and she like rushes off to the ship.
A witch?
Did she just say a witch?
She wants to go find a witch in relation to this soul stone right here.
Which witch?
I don't know. She didn't say.
The sandwich!
Which witch?
I
Not
don't
sponsored.
like sand. It's all the cold sand.
And
Rough,
it gets everywhere.
So after Captain Indy disappears back towards the boat, she sends out some crew members to go grab Aster, who I'm assuming is Aster up off the ground yet, or is she like laying there still, or how is she?
She's standing now, but she's not making any like physical moves to move anywhere right now. She's just kind of teetering on her feet.
So Captain Indy sends out some crew members to help get Aster aboard the ship safely, so that y'all can get a move on and you're not stranded here helpless with no way to recover.
Did you happen to see where that flying horse flew off to? Whatever you got here.
We didn't see a flying horse. We just... Yeah, no. Sorry.
Wouldn't we have seen the direction he was flying off in?
I mean, we were passing out.
We were
So,
passing
like-
out, but he's like transforming and flying off.
Can we roll a history check?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check.
So that's what history's for?
History's for memory recall and things typically.
I got a natural 6 minus 1. That's a 5.
Yeah, I got a 7.
So Ira and Hope, you remember that he was flying in the air.
Yeah.
Probably like he was just taking off.
Yeah. Pretty much like you saw him go into the air above you, but that was really...
I cannot believe he was with us the whole time. I could have gotten the box this whole time, and now I'm going to have to track him down all over again.
Captain Indy then comes back out and she said,
Well, are you coming?
Coming for what?
Why not?
To find the witch?
So we should get on the ship where the captain stabbed us in the back so that you can stab us in the back again whenever we get to the witch.
Look. I understand that you have some trust issues with your parents and all, and some...
Indy.
Look, Captain Indy's just being honest. We're having a moment here of honesty. Business is business. I can't really fix it. I tried to fix it. I saved you. Anyways, we have a little bit of a hole right now in gold, so I mean, if you want, we'll give you some of that as, a little, is what we can to try and make it up to you. It's not really, money for trauma, it's not really something that people just sign up for, but...
Irit's eyebrow kind of like perks up whenever he hears about the gold.
And why should we trust you again?
You don't have to, but you're kind of stuck on some flying islands floating in the air right now.
Yeah.
And, you have no way of getting back, really.
Irit goes, count me in, and goes for a high five.
I want my cut plus the 3 gold you gypped me for the ride here. And I start walking towards the ship.
Yeah.
and then Indy just like pulls out pocket change and throws it to you, and it's like 20 gold.
Sweet.
That's pocket change?
Do I have to roll to catch it? Or
No.
it just bongs her head.
I just like catch it out of midair, put it in my pocket, and keep going.
Andy, I ask 3 things of you.
Yeah.
1, I want my share of whatever you got. 2, I need help onto the ship, as she is just kind of swaying and like holding,
Well,
just trying to hold herself in.
The crew had been like helping you onto the ship.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
if we were back on the ship yet.
No, well,
Since everybody's saying we don't want to get on the ship.
they're helping you
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
And 3, just get me back to land safely. That's all I ask.
Well, yep, we're working on it.
And she holds out her hand as she passes Indy.
Money.
The first ask, please, Andy.
Here.
She reaches in the other pocket and has like, we'll say 30 gold, and she hands it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
She just hobbles onto the ship and turns back to everybody and goes, I'm not staying stuck on this island.
Well, hey, you.
And she like is gesturing towards Ruinel.
Do you want to get that person out of the rock, or are you just gonna sit there and cry about it?
You can say that again.
Do you want to get that person out of the rock?
I heard what you said.
Or
You can.
are you just going to cry
Gods, I want to shoot. Gods, I want to shoot you.
it? Was that good enough? Again?
You can do that. Shut. Mitchell said something.
That's why I started laughing, because
I knew it immediately.
Wait, say that again?
No, it's just. Say that again? Okay. Anyways. Okay. You can get her out of the rock.
I can't, but I mean, there might be a witch on, that can.
Fine, but I want my share too.
Everyone's getting their share. We already established that. Stop asking for things that I already told you you're gonna get. So needy, this one.
Needy, you were the one who.
The knock of all people.
Did I perceive that she gave Aster more gold than me?
I believe. Wait, more gold?
Because you gave me 20 and you gave her 30.
She just threw what was in her pocket, so I mean, probably not. She didn't go like,
5, 10, 15.
she didn't like count it out. She just like, that's just like what she had on her. There's more gold on the shit that she's going to give you guys. It's just not.
Yeah.
Do you have any more of
We
those
wanted
cookies?
a down payment. Yeah.
Do you have any more of those cookies?
I mean, probably. Yeah, let me see. I don't remember if there's any left from the last batch. I didn't make any more yesterday. Typically, I try to do it every couple of days, but I didn't do any yesterday. Let me see if there's any left.
So she disappears back into her box house and goes back out, and there's like 3 cookies left. For our listeners, Mitchell just got visibly excited.
Even though he doesn't get real cookies.
Yeah, there's no real cookies involved.
We have to fight about this. No, I'm kidding.
Irit snatches one.
I have one. I still have one in my pocket.
Okay.
It's probably a very crushed up cookie.
Well, no. Do I? Because they stole all my stuff.
You got all your stuff back.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if they had eaten the cookie.
I'm gonna roll for cookie eat.
No, just on top of all the equipment is just one very nice cookie.
If Hope checks her pockets, there is no more cookie.
Philip
and Philip shared it.
and starts pulling out her pockets. She ate the guards ate my cookies.
And Hope loses all the gold because she just ruffled it and emptied her pocket. I'm just kidding.
Ruinel just looks at Irit. She goes, "What's wrong with her over there?"
Hope, just get on the ship.
I am. They just taking everything from me. My
Hope.
cookie, my box.
Hope,
This is dumb.
Hope, look at my chest. Do you see the arrows sticking out of my chest?
Did you see the fight we were just
Get
in?
on the ship. There are harder things to worry about right now.
Irit grabs a second cookie and hands it. Here you go.
Thank you.
God's alive or dead.
And so Indy gathers the crew back onto the ship. They were just kind of checking it out. You can tell. Why don't you all go ahead and roll perception?
Perception. 17 plus 4. That's a 21, laddies.
With the 4 DM,
What are we adding to it?
I perceive nothing.
Wisdom.
It's your
3
perception.
+ 1 4.
I
Why do I
got a-
keep getting such bad rolls?
Hope got a 10.
Okay, so Hope and Irit would be able to tell that the crew looks a little battered. They've got cuts and bruises and things that are on their way towards being completely gone, but you can tell that it's been a little rough the past couple of days.
Hey, what happened to you guys?
Well, when it comes to business, well, business is business with you guys, and then business is business with our other partners too, and sometimes business just doesn't go great, now does it?
It happens.
So the reason you came back to rescue us is because your other business partner beat the crap out of you.
Who's standing here in front of you? Who's not standing here in front of you?
I'm still standing. Yeah.
Okay, that actually kind of like harmonized a bit. Yeah. All right.
Well, who did you fight?
Oh, don't. I think that's obvious.
Yeah, I mean, who do you
Who
think we
else?
just shot a cannon at?
You fought with him before we fought with him?
Yeah, business deal didn't go exactly as it was promised to go.
So, are we going to set sail?
Yeah, in a second. Hold on. I just gotta get everybody back on.
So she gathers everyone off of the aisle to get back onto the ship, and the crew starts to like draw the anchors off of the aisle, and then they start to slowly maneuver the ship to a different section of the aisle.
During this time, does she give us our different shares?
Yeah, sure. We can go ahead and go through with that. Why don't you each go ahead and add 500 gold in total? So
God's blessed.
so I believe Aster had whatever. You have 500 total now, plus whatever you already had. So Aster got
507.
502.
Cool.
I have 510.
Cool. Yeah, so she disperses the funds
To you lot.
and then she orders the crew to go ahead and re-anchor to this other section of the island. And you're actually it's I say the island to another section of the islands because there's multiple of them, right? So you're on a separate one of the isles, and you are now at a massive like basically cave opening.
Why are we at a cave?
Well, I mean, do you want to get the person out of the rock?
Is this where the witch lives?
Which witch?
She's in the rock.
The witch is in the rock?
No. The Duchess is. Oh gods, dead gods alive.
Hopefully.
Unless.
So about this witch,
Yeah, what about her?
how is she going to help us?
Do you know her personally?
No, it was more of a, we bring supplies, we drop it here. We kind of assume that that's what happens, is she comes and gets them or they're delivered to her. I've never actually met her, but rumors, legends, tales, she might be able to help.
And so you've never talked to her, so you don't know if she's hostile or not.
You don't even know if she's a witch or not.
Well, no, I guess not from first-hand experience, but, like, if you knew that, like, that's Greg's house, and someone told you that Greg lived in that house, you'd assume that that's Greg's house. So if someone told you that the witch lived there, you'd kind of assume that that's the witch's cave or whatever.
Do you know her name?
No.
Of course you don't.
Yeah.
All right.
Look, we just got, like, some kind of suspicious things that we had to bring here every now and then. Bones, crystals, etc., etc. And we used to just drop it here, and then we'd leave, and we'd pick up our payment.
How do you know how we make contact with her? Do we just start walking in the cave and see if we find her?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like a mine system that I don't know. It's kind of just like you don't know until you try, so I figured that this is probably the best place to start looking for the witch.
Oh, did we get like a short rest or a long rest on the way over here?
No.
Darn.
I don't know why I said that as any. No.
Does the entrance to the cave look big or scary or anything like that?
It's kind of looming, yeah.
So we're just gonna go into the most terrifying cave I've ever seen in my life.
This is the scariest cave you've ever seen in your life. You're
What?
not much of a spelunker, are you?
No.
Looks fun.
It's the only cave I've been in.
Well, that makes more sense in your case.
What's a cave?
All right, let's go then. Might as well get it over with.
I will say that Captain Indy had kind of healed you all. So if any of you were hurt, we'll go ahead and say that you can get to half of your maximum health points.
Are you already there?
Yes, here.
Aster's like halfway there.
Question mark? any of those come back?
No.
Okay.
Look,
Yeah.
you chose
I
to
would-
get a long rest and then burn them immediately, and that is on you, sir.
I was just curious.
I'm not rewarding foolish behavior.
It was pretty cool though,
It was pretty cool.
and they come back with a short rest.
I've got no transformations and no martial arts. I'm just going in with just the swords.
No, but if Ruinel and Aster, if your HP was below half, go ahead and raise it to half of your maximum.
Okay.
I'm already at max.
Okay, cool.
I want to look around the outside of the cave and see if there's anything that I can use to make like healing potions.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Investigation. Oh, well, that's an 18 plus 17.
17. Let's see.
Hey, that's pretty good.
With my -1 to an intelligence.
That's okay. That's not as good.
So Hope, you find a variety of herbs that you could use to make some healing potions. And we'll say you get enough to make about 2 or 3 potions, depending on how strong you want the potions to be.
Why is she laughing like that?
How many potions of irrelevant healing can I make?
Oh, those are the ones that you're like super diluted, right?
Yeah.
I have
how-
2 of those actually.
Yeah. How many HP do those heal normally? Like what, 1d2 or something?
It's
1d2.
You sent it to me at one point.
because
Let me
I
see if can pull
gave
it back
you
up.
because I gave you a couple.
Yeah.
Potions of irrelevant. I have to look it up in my.
They do 1 D2 healing on a coin toss.
Toss,
Heads
yeah.
is a success, tails is a failure.
Yeah.
1d2
It's
healing.
It's only. I could probably make like 30.
Yeah, we'll say that you can make 20, or you could make 2 to 3 regular healing potions, or you could make 20-ish potions of irrelevant healing.
You can make 1 D20 amounts of.
Roll for it.
Rolls a 1.
So I'll make 10 potions of irrelevant healing to give me a total of 11 because I still have one from the last batch, and
Okay.
then I will use the last one to make 1 potion. Is what kind of level of potion is that? Is that
We'll say it's a regular healing potion.
regular? Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So Captain Indy walks towards the entrance of the cave and takes one of the torches off the wall and lights it and like starts to venture into the cave.
Irit is going to be following along.
Yeah, Ruinel's also following along.
Okay.
Aster is also following.
Okay, I'll bring up the tail end of the group.
Okay. So as you enter the cave and the darkness starts to kind of surround you, your eyes start to adjust. And even Ruinel, though you struggle seeing in the dark a little bit more than the rest of the party because they're just naturally able to see in the dark, you still have a bit of vision because Captain Indy is carrying a lit torch.
Right.
So as you approach, you keep going, and then there was that just like naturally kind of like an excavated archway. And just beyond that, there's a set of tracks with mine carts. And so you can tell that they're powered somehow. Like the way that they're sloping, they're going up.
How many minecarts?
Just one. It's large, but just one.
Do we all have
There's
to
2
share?
sets of tracks, and then there's, one cart.
Do we all have to share?
It would probably be big enough to fit all of you. It might be a little tight, but it would presumably be able to fit all of you. You can see that there's definitely mechanisms and things that propel it, or at least get it started moving. So Captain Indy kind of starts examining the cart and looking around.
Well, if we could figure out how to take this, I mean, I guess this is where those supplies went. We just dropped them off at the door and then picked up our gold there. But I guess this is where it all headed to. But I don't know. We need to see, I guess, if we can get this thing started.
And so she's looking around trying to find like a switch or something like that.
Wait, it's a witch, so it's probably magic, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess there's always a chance. Don't really know without trying, I guess.
I guess we should just climb in and see what happens.
Okay, so you all climb in, or just hope?
Yeah,
or?
Runel climbs in.
Climb in.
Yeah, Irit will climb in.
Aster is also going along.
Okay, so Indy's gonna go ahead and join you, and so as you get in, and I guess are you like sitting down or standing up, or?
Irit's gonna like have his hands on the side of the thing, looking all excited to be going on a
Like a dog hanging out the window of a car. Yeah.
Like Max on the Grinch's sled.
yes. Perfect, exactly.
I am as far down into the cart as I can get, so that if something happens, I am the last to fall out.
Yeah, Runel is kind of crouching a little bit to just holding on to the edge of the cart.
Yeah, Aster's sitting down, leaning against the cart.
Yeah.
And so as everyone gets in, you hear a slight creak, and nothing happens.
So,
Well, that was worth a shot, I guess.
And Indy gets back out of the cart.
at least is with a shot. How steep is like the track / hill rock formation?
So it's kind of like a power, like it ramps up, like it gets more steep as it goes up. So yeah, I mean it's pretty steep at the end, like the end of what you can see. It goes obviously into darkness, right? Because it's
It's a minecart.
It's a minecart and a mine shaft, but as it's like a pretty low slope that just ends up getting pretty steep.
So is it like just like rails that go up there, or is there's actual rampage?
What do you mean by that?
Like, is it?
Are you asking if the rails are like
Are the rails
hanging
just
in
like
the air?
floating, or
No,
like
no.
they what
No.
what's
Like
going on?
the rails are on the like a rock and like pillars and things.
So there is like space in.
There's a bit of space underneath the rails, but it is attached to something.
I would say purely theoretically, if one were to just like walk along the rails, you could just fall, or no.
What do you mean?
Like Polar Express. You know, whenever they're out at the front of the train, is it like that?
Is the railing or are the tracks like attached, like affixed to a ground that is rising, or is it attached to like a ground that then just becomes just tracks and support like supports? Does that make sense?
When's the last time you watched Polar Express?
It's been a minute. As it goes up, it is attached to the ground in some points, and it is attached to pillars and things in other points, but the ground generally goes up with it. It's just not even ground all the way up, so there are pillars that support the various areas of the track.
Okay, Hope is gonna look around for a lever or something.
Okay, go ahead and roll, I guess, investigation.
How heavy is the minecart?
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
17.
7 + 4.
It's a little difficult to move. You're struggling a bit, yeah. You can kind of like give it a little bit of push, kind of like in the same way that if you put a car in neutral, you can push it. But yeah, you're struggling a bit to get anywhere. You're not going anywhere easily or fast with it.
Especially with all like if that's empty alone.
And yeah, it's empty and you're on flat ground, so you assume that it'd be pretty difficult to push.
Okay.
17 for the...
A 17? Yeah, so you find a pattern on the wall. Like it's kind of like a pattern connecting the base of the rails to the walls. But you don't find any like button or anything like that.
It's redstone.
I had that thought, but I didn't want to say it.
Hope touches it and sees if she touches it, what does it start the cart, or like are they're like movable pieces, or because you said it's a pattern, so if maybe I need to like match up the pieces or something.
Yeah, so it's almost like it's not really like a super intricate pattern. It's like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Can I roll for Brain Blast?
What?
What? You gonna blow someone up?
No, just if I have a Brain Blast or not.
What does that mean?
You ever watched Jimmy Neutron?
It's been a minute.
But-
Oh my god, I figured it
Oh,
Yay.
A eureka.
okay. I mean, I guess.
An intelligence check.
Yes. I got a 7 - 1.
I thought that was a 1.
6.
Yeah. Okay. What were you trying to do again, Hope?
Well, to touch it to see if just touching it does anything, and if that doesn't do anything, is it pieces that you move around to match up a pattern, or?
You can tell that it's fixed. It's not really gonna move. But why don't you go and roll me an Arcana check?
Oh, fun. That's a 16.
Yeah, so as you touch it, the pattern kind of begins to glow a little bit, and you start hearing like kind of a mechanical like click, 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 click.
I'm
click.
I'm gonna hop in the
Hope,
minecart.
Hope runs towards the cart and jumps in because
Okay.
it sounds like a countdown.
Yep.
Okay.
Ruinell sees Hope running and does the same.
Okay.
Aster never left the cart. She's still sitting in the cart.
So yeah, so as you all pile back into the cart, and Aster, I guess you're like moving over to let everyone back in. You hear the "Here we go," and no, I'm just kidding.
Please keep.
Let's go, girls.
We're going to the mall.
Please keep all arms and legs inside the rides at all times.
Captain,
Yeah.
look!
We have our heading. Here we go.
Irit immediately puts his hands in the air.
Okay, so everyone's piled in. Captain Indy as well. Irit puts his hands in the air, and it starts to move. It's not going anywhere fast, but it is now moving.
Irit's a little disappointed.
How did you do it?
Way to go, Hope.
How'd you do it?
You just touched the pattern on the wall and it boop, boop, boop.
All right. I said, all right.
It's a minecart, not minecart cart.
Captain Indy says,
Yes, I like this.
and so yeah, the minecart's now moving, and it is starting to pick up speed. So, but it's not going anywhere real quick, but it is starting to noticeably get faster.
Hope hunkers down into the bottom of it.
As the cart is going, you can see up ahead, right? Because Indy's got the torch, and you're going through a dark patch right now, but there is a little bit of light on, coming up, and you zoom through it. You're zooming now, and you can just see that like the mine shafts are like exposed to the outside world in some places. There's cracks in the land up above where you can see down.
It's not that deep of a cave.
Irit's gonna be like holding on to the side of the minecart.
It's pretty deep, but you have to remember that like this is
Well, actually,
for a giant floating island. It's pretty sizable, but
Well, also we're going up. I forgot about that.
you're not going down. So as you pass through that and you keep going, there is a gap in the rails.
A gap in the rails like they're broken.
Like they're broken. Yeah.
All right.
What do I have for this?
All right. Time to
So
How far away is
Time
it?
to Tokyo drift like the conductor in Polar Express.
I am going to give you an amount of time to come up with a solution to get past it.
So how fast is the cart currently going?
It's accelerating now rapidly at this point.
It's getting kind of fast.
I'm going to give you 30 seconds.
So is it like one of the? How is the rail broken?
There's a piece.
On one side, you can see one side of the rail is continued. One side is just like a piece, like there must have been a rusty spot or something like that. You can't really tell what caused it, but there's a break in one side of the rail. And it does pick up later on, but there's probably guesstimated about 3 or 4 feet with no rail on one side of the rail.
All right. I have an idea.
As do I. Do you want to start your 30 seconds?
And 3, 2, 1.
Lean.
No. Well, actually, was that gonna be lean or can you like go like super god generize whatever it is you do and like pick the card up just a little bit
From inside the cart? Pick it up from the inside?
That's not how physics works, engineer.
Hey, this is D&D. We're on a floating island.
You're the one to
Anyway,
talk about
shut
this
up, we're
is
wasting time.
D&D.
Shut up, we're wasting time.
You have 2 seconds.
I have
Oh.
an idea. I want to cast spiritual weapon, and I want to put it in the form of the missing railing and put it there.
Oh, it doesn't have
Oh, is
That was a really good idea.
Okay, I'm going to read the ruling on spiritual weapon.
You create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts the duration or until you cast the spell again. When you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature. As a bonus action, on your turn, you can move it up to 20 feet and repeat the attack. The weapon can take whatever form you choose.
I'm still going to lean. Lean.
Okay, so we'll combine these two methods. They both happened within about the 30 seconds because Eric just said he was gonna lean, and then
I'm gonna just like
so
yell out lean.
lean.
we'll go ahead and have who all is gonna try leaning.
Ronell, we'll try to lean a little bit.
Okay, so why don't you two go ahead and give me dexterity rolls, and then
yeah.
Hope is going to use
Spiritual weapon.
to try and heal basically the gap between the rails. So why don't you go ahead and roll me? Let's see, what would make that? It's kind of an unconventional use for spiritual weapon, but I like it.
I can cast it.
3 roll or lean.
If you want to, but you're taking the damage for it.
Ooh,
Perfectly fine.
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, that helps.
Okay.
I got a 19 plus 1.
I mean,
I got a 14.
Okay. So
would I roll just like a d20 to see if I cast it in time?
we'll say that you can cast it in time because it's a bonus action, right?
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
So let's see. It lasts a minute. It doesn't have like a casting time on bonus. Yeah, so it's pretty much instantaneous type.
Range 60 feet, 1 minute duration.
Yeah, so you should be able to. I'm just trying to figure out what to make you roll to see if you're able to like line it up correctly. Okay, so because this is a little bit of a finicky cast and an interesting way to do it, I'm going to say that you could argue either acrobatics or sleight of hand because they're both dexterity based. Mm-hmm. So whichever one of that you have the higher modifier for, I'll let you do that. But go ahead and make me a roll for either sleight of hand or acrobatics in order to, you're able to successfully cast it, but in order to successfully make sure that it's like correctly lined with where the rail should be. And so basically Irit and Ruinel's rolls are going to help you. They both rolled pretty high rolls, a 14 and a 20, I believe, or dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Do I roll with advantage then?
No, but they're going to lower the DC that you have to meet in order to make it across.
You said sleight of hand or what?
You can make either a sleight of hand or an acrobatics check.
I don't have, my sleight of hand is better.
There you go.
That's a 10.
A 10?
A natural 10.
No, it's 4 plus 6. And I rolled a 10 for both.
I have no Bardian inspo. I'm sorry.
Aster has no...
I don't have any inspiration. I'm sorry. It goes off the edge. I mean, I guess if everybody in the cart leans, then that would lower the DC more. 1, 2, 3, lean.
I will
cast.
allow Aster to make a dexterity check if she would like to assist, because you're very close. But as of right now, it's not looking too good.
15.
Okay, yeah, then your 10 will work. It was a 12 with the nat 20 and the 14, but a 15 will say that it goes. A 10 is acceptable.
Did Captain...
Everybody lean. Cast.
No. Captain Indy's like still holding the torch and trying to like watch out for other things. So you guys are able to make it across the gap in the rails, and it's a little rough. It's very sketchy. There's a lot of like noises and like, you know that sound that metal makes when it's under stress, that like groaning, like ghostly sound. Yeah, it's very eerie, irrity.
I see what you did there.
It's irritated.
Yes. So it's very sketchy, but you do manage to successfully cross safely, and you're still, proceeding pretty fast at this point on the cart now that it's continued to speed up. And you reach into the tracks, and it's just a large open dugout space.
Is everyone all right?
I didn't think we were going to make it across the gap.
Irit goes back into his base form.
Did you roll for your damage?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I might be sick.
Captain Indy goes,
Just another day, another dollar.
and she like hops out of the cart and like starts walking into the open area with the torch.
I really hope we don't have to ride this thing back. I'm not sure I can cast that again.
Well, We best get moving.
Let's go.
Let's go.
As you go like one side of the room, you can tell that while yes, it's like just a very large open room space, that this is like this section of the cave. Someone used to live here.
Any sandwiches?
Roll for sandwich.
Yes.
I'll roll for Sam.
What modifier do I use?
Nothing.
16.
You find some stale bread. It's kind of got some mold on it in a place or two.
Hey, cheese sometimes does that. And we still eat it.
Penicillin. Is there penicillin on it? Because I could probably use that for a healing potion.
I didn't think it'd be wise to eat food that belongs to the witch.
Captain Indy,
Yeah.
when was the last time you made a delivery? Here.
It's probably been a couple months or so at this point.
And how often were those deliveries?
It varied. Sometimes they were back to back. Sometimes there was months in between. It's never really consistent. Whenever she needed supplies, we just, we got the request, the help desk ticket.
Has it ever looked like this? Because it doesn't seem like anybody lives here anymore.
Oh, Captain Indy's never been back here.
Can Irit use his breath of the dragon to toast the bread? Oh my gosh. Try to burn all the mold off.
So that's how it works, man.
I don't know if that's how that works. But
not-
yes.
Oh, definitely not.
I will.
But he wants to try.
Sure.
Wait,
Roll for toaster.
wait, Jacob, we forgot. He has a -1 in intelligence.
Next one!
What?
It is the best piece of toast you've ever had.
Yeah.
It's such garbage.
And now there's hot mold.
That's such garbage.
I would like to roll for investigation.
Sure.
I would like
Go
to
ahead.
as well.
Okay, go ahead.
Ooh, dirty 20 again.
I
Okay.
also rolled a dirty 20.
So 2 dirty 20s, yeah. So what are you looking for specifically? Is there something particular you're investigating for, or are you just getting?
I'm trying to investigate what's still around, how long it's been there. Like, I'm trying to determine how long it's been since the witch has lived here. Because to us, from what you're saying, it doesn't seem like she is residing in her cave right now.
Okay.
And
So I'm trying to find signs of,
Ruinell is trying to find signs that like the witch has been here recently. Like are there any new footsteps? Anything like that's like going kind of against the dust? Any doors that have been like shifted recently? Or not doors, but like
I was supposed to say there's no doors.
Or like-
It's a cavern.
it's like anything that could suggest that she's been here at least somewhat recently.
Okay.
So we're both looking for the same
The
thing.
same exact thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just different methods of the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will say that everything's kind of dirty, but everything was dirty since, just to address Runel's like footsteps thing, everything's been dirty. So there's not really a way of seeing if there's been like recent foot tracks. You wouldn't really know because it's all covered in rock and grime. And then after you see like that there's a bed and some various like
Hey, bed and breakfast.
you had the breakfast. Yes, you ate it, the moldy breakfast. There's a bed and it's kind of unmade and disheveled a bit. And then there's obviously like some wooden tables and things, probably where she's kept like her possessions. And then there's like a bookcase that's also there, and it's got several books on it.
I would like to look through the books.
Did the witch have a diary that has the date of when the last time they made an entry?
Roll for which diary, and then what are you looking for?
I was going to look at the books to see what they were.
Okay.
That's an 8.
Can I help actually?
They're not written in any language that you can understand. Sure.
I passed on my
Oh,
terrible
that would
rolls to
just get
Chelsea.
advantage. Okay. Okay, well that's a 12, so it's not much
They're
better.
not written in a language that you understand.
I I understand Common, Orc, Elvish, Goblin, Sylvian, and Draconic.
Why don't you roll me an intelligence roll? Just because you speak those languages does not mean that you can read them.
Oh, nat 20.
Another
Nat
nat
20.
20.
Another nat 20.
I didn't have any books prepared. I didn't expect you guys to.
No, they're all joke books. They're all like coloring books.
It's like the 40 toilet jokes.
There's some fun books, such as Soul Trinkets for Dummies.
Oh, wow.
Wait.
Hold on, I'm coming up with these books on the fly. Give me a second.
What language are they in?
You can read them.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
what's
doesn't
your
mean everyone else can?
what's your language? What are your languages? What languages do you speak that Hope does not? Because I told Hope that she couldn't read them.
I know Common, Orc, Elvish, Goblin, Sylvian, whatever it's called, and
Sylvan.
I know I speak Elvish and Common, and I think I speak Dwarvish. Common, Dwarvish, Elvish.
And what were yours again?
Common, Orc, Elvish, Goblin, Sylvian, and Draconic.
We'll say they're in Goblin.
Let's go. Guys, this is written in Goblin.
On the bookshelf, you find 4 books: The Recipient Tree, Soul Trinkets for Dummies, 7 Habits of Highly Effective Witches, and The Art of Soar.
The Art of Soar?
Soar, S-O-A-R.
It's a play on the art of war.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
Ira wouldn't know that.
I'm just saying.
They're all plays on actual books.
Yeah.
God's alive. Or dead.
Ira pulls out the Soul Stone for Dummies.
Okay.
I think this is what we're looking for.
All right. Ruinell turns and walks over and she says, "What's it say? I can't read it."
Soul Stone for Dummies.
All right. Well, can you read it? Obviously, you can read it, but can you read it?
I'm gonna roll.
Read the
Are you literate?
Why don't you open the book first?
book. You gotta open it to read it.
I rolled
Is
a
he
natural.
intelligent enough to open a book?
Are you going to open the book?
I'm gonna open the book. Yeah.
Okay. It's empty. There's no words in the book.
No, I cannot read this to you.
What's it? You can read the title. You can read the title. Sorry.
Then
I grab
Books?
the book. I grab the. Hope grabs the book and starts flipping through it.
the book's still open. You're like puts his hand on it to where he can like flip it, and just like slowly turns it over. It's like, you try to read this.
Is this some kind of joke? There's nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Who would have a book that has nothing on it?
The witch.
A
Witch.
A witch who can probably hide the words in her books when she's not here.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Oh, wait,
I
hold
have
on,
an
hold on. I think I can try something. If there's like a spell on it, I can.
Can I light my hand on fire? And like try
Do
to
not
spell
light your
magic.
hand on fire.
and like do it through like, you know how you warm up the page and it like
He's
reveals
trying
the
to, like, Pirates of the Caribbean, like,
Yes!
reveals the map type
yeah.
And I'm thinking of what was that Nicolas Cage
National
Treasure?
National
Treasure.
Treasure.
Treasure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah,
of
yeah,
National
yeah.
Treasure.
No.
Okay, sure.
I'm guessing it doesn't
Do not.
anything.
Do not roll in that. Oh.
No,
Please
it
don't
doesn't
burn.
do anything.
I was gonna say if you roll in that.
I was
burn
going to
the
say,
book.
it says, "Hut nerd."
I was gonna say.
You thought.
Yeah.
No, I was-
yeah, actually, that's funny. It's
No,
just,
I was-
you put your hand behind it, and it says, in Goblin, "Hut, you thought."
Here I was thinking you're gonna make him roll it, and if he gets it in that one, he's gonna burn the book.
Don't give him ideas.
Can I detect magic on it?
Sure.
Okay, well, I cast Detect Magic. Detect Magic. For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura on any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of dried wood or dirt.
Superman.
So everything's kind of coded in like faint magic, and you don't really know if, because some of the things, right, like the bookcase itself, I mean, is it magic itself, or is it just like leftover kind of like lingering?
Like radiation.
Yeah, basically just magic radiation. But you can tell that the objects have like divination magic to them.
So we came all this way for a witch that's not here, for a book that we can't read because there's nothing in it.
I mean, keep looking, keep looking.
And Captain Indy's like under the bed.
You see anything down there?
No, it's just kind of dusty. It's kind of gross, actually.
Any skeletons?
There's a little.
And she like throws you just like a little bit of pile of rat bones.
Rona like jumps a little bit.
Ear catches it.
That's disgusting. Put it down.
Ear drops it.
Oh, wow.
It's like a dog. He listens to commands very well.
No wonder.
Fetch. No kidding.
No wonder he's good at training horses. Okay, so I guess I will do an investigation.
Ear pretends not to hear that.
Erit will remember that.
Yeah, that's a 3. I cannot find anything.
Don't see
kidding
a
me?
thing.
I could not find my way out of a wet paper bag.
How did I transition my terrible rolls to you?
I have no idea what is happening. Can't find anything. Okay, I'm frustrated, and I'm gonna go push on the bookshelf.
Okay.
Can somebody come help me try to like move this or like pull all the books to see if there's a secret lever? Like
Ruinell will go over
Secret lover.
there. Secret lever. All right.
Ear like cracks his knuckles and
All right.
walks over.
Ruinell will try and help. Ruinell would like to help Hope move lay shelf. And this is a strength check, right?
Yeah.
Got a 9 plus 4, a 13, if you will.
Okay.
So a 9 plus 3 plus proficiency bonus.
No, that's your
Oh.
saving throw.
Strength.
Oh, for saving throw. Okay. Because it's a 9 plus 3, so 12.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to move it, and you get like trying to think of you move it like about a foot in one direction, and you can see that there's like some like etchings on the wall behind it.
All right, we have to move this. All together now.
All right.
And Captain Indy crawls out from under the bed, and she is covered in dust. Like it is gross. Like she just went into like those
like a
storage.
catacomb?
Yeah, like a catacombs or like storage wars, but storage wars.
In a hoarder's house.
Yeah, and that has not been open for 800 years, and she just went in there and walked out.
Which side is she going towards? Is it Ruinell's or like of the shelf?
She's just getting on the same side of the shelf that like she's not gonna pull. She's gonna push. Okay. She's gonna push on that side that you guys.
That we already pried out.
Yeah.
Hope is gonna step back because she
Ruinell's
clearly does not.
Ruinell's gonna like shift a little bit away.
Does not have the strength for this.
Erit's going to go magnitude 1.
Okay. So everyone, go ahead and roll a strength check.
I got a 5 plus 3, 8.
I got a 18 plus 6.
So whenever you push, it uncovers the rest of the etching on the wall. Captain Indy rolled a 2, and
So a 2, a 10.
Ruinell's 8 was not much better. So Ruinell and Indy think they helped, but Erit really knows. He's like, they didn't do anything. I just pushed this all by myself. And so it reveals in it. It looks familiar, but you're not like really sure. I mean, I guess you could further examine it.
Yeah, can I investigate?
Sure.
Do like an
I'm
arc.
rolling a history.
Okay.
Got a 17 minus 1, so a 16.
For what?
Investigation.
Okay.
15 history.
Okay.
18 plus 1, 19 for investigation.
Okay.
I was gonna roll an Arcana.
Okay, go ahead and
We're just
roll.
covering all bases
Covering
here,
all
guys.
bases, yeah.
I got a 9.
All
Okay.
your bases, people.
Ruinell and Erit. Sorry, I was about to say Mitchell, and I was like, that's not his character's name. That's not his character's name. Ruinell and Erit start just kind of like knocking the like dust and dirt off of the wall over the etchings to try and like, because it's etched in, so obviously you can see that there's some sort of like shape to it, but you're able to make out a bit more detail as you do that. And as they do that, Hope, you don't feel anything magical about this etching. You just kind of vibing. And then Aster, you recognize this is actually a map of Plana.
Guys,
Yeah?
there's a map of Plana etched into the wall.
What's a plana?
Ruinell takes a step back to kind of like look it all over.
Okay.
Takes a step back, yeah.
I genuinely don't remember what is plana.
Okay, plana is like the world, so it's like Earth. In Latin, plana means flat, and it's just my flat Earth jab.
Bruh.
But yeah, it's just like the
I'm gonna
the
retract
world.
that statement then.
Captain Indy, is there any chance that this witch...
Which witch?
The witch that we're here for.
Oh,
The
yeah.
sandwich.
Which?
Is there any chance that this witch may be using this map to travel over Plana in magical ways? Like a portal, perchance.
Well, I don't detect anything magical about the map.
Not the map per se, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not a way to get out of here.
She could be using the map to just plot
DM,
out where she wants to go.
are there any, not like pins in the wall, but are there any like discolorations in certain parts of the map that's etched on the wall?
Like any markings.
Any
You
markings?
know, you know how you would normally, like on a paper map on a wall, you'd stick pins in it, like marking certain
Like an
locations.
X marks the spot.
Yes,
And things
yes,
like
yes,
that. Is there
There-
anything of that variety?
There is a mark in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, in between the three continents.
Captain Indy, do you recognize any part of what this marking is? I think.
And Captain Indy like starts like looking at it, like squinting really hard, and she is standing literally an inch away from it. Like there is no space between her and the wall. She's just
Sniffing it.
huh?
Like sniffing it.
No, not
She's, like,
sniffing it, but like
I'm sorry, do that again?
That's going on the Instagram.
I've heard tales, but I don't.
Were you able to make heads of it?
Amy, shut up.
Does somebody have some paper that I can borrow really quickly?
I have a sketchbook.
Okay, I need something really quickly.
Okay. Hold your horses. And Astra takes her sketchbook out and goes, flips it to the back page, gingerly rips the back page. Here you go.
Okay, so Hope takes the paper and she draws out the map exactly for use later.
okay,
And she, thank you, puts it in her bag.
smart.
You're welcome.
And then she
You can give me
has-
a copy of that later?
yes.
Thank you.
Do you need someone to help you, Indy? Oh.
Maybe.
How tall is Captain Indy again?
She's like what 4'4", I think. She's a tall for a halfling, but halflings are normally like 3 foot tall.
How far off the ground is the section that she's trying to look at?
It's definitely above
I
her.
lift her up so then she can get closer.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll a strength check.
18 plus 4.
Okay, yeah, so that works. So you lift her up, and she goes,
Oh, yep, that helps quite a bit, actually.
and she says,
Well, yeah, the is allegedly something in this area, or at least in the sea. I don't know specifically this area, but I've never actually been there, to be honest with you.
So, what were you saying about this place in the ocean, Captain Indy?
So Captain Indy holds up one hand, and she's signaling for Irit to turn her around towards the rest of the party.
Irit turns Captain Indy around.
So as Captain Indy gets turned around, she looks at Ruinell and she says,
Well, I think that we might have to go to Talanthea.
To where?
Talanthea.
No, that was out of character. What?
"Oh, Talanthea."
Okay, that's where all the houses were from, like originally, right?
No. Amber Grove is where you were
Okay.
initially.
Do I do a history check on if I know, like, if I have history with Talanthea or?
Sure.
Okay. 9 plus, or I just had it. 9 plus 1, 10.
History, you say? Mm-hmm. 11. After everything's all said and done.
We'll say a 10 works. So Irit and Ruinell would recognize that Talanthea is kind of a sort of fabled place. Like one of those places you hear about in legend, but has not really...
Like El Dorado or like Turnanock, something like that.
Yeah.
Talanthea, it doesn't exist.
Well, I don't know why else there would be a mark in the middle of the ocean?
Because this witch is probably mad.
Well, I mean, that's certainly a possibility, I guess. Mm-hmm.
You make a lot of statements and judgments about people's state of mind.
I'm a very opinionated person.
Well, you know what they say about opinions, right?
Make an opossum.
Opinion is only a few letters away from an onion, and onions have layers.
Exactly.
You know what they say about layers? Lore.
So, Talanthea,
Yeah,
have you been there before?
absolutely not. No, never.
Because it doesn't exist.
Okay, we get it. You don't think it exists. We get it. Can you get us there?
I mean, we can try.
Hope touches the spot on the map to see if anything happens.
Nothing happens. You get a little bit of dirt on your finger.
Wipes that off.
I mean, what else are we doing? We don't really have a lead on your box.
How are we going to get out of here?
Astor looks at Indy.
Well, whenever you came in, remember there were 2 sets of tracks, so there's another set that goes back down.
Okay.
It's not the same railing.
It's not the same railing, yeah.
Well, the other railing could be just as destroyed as the other one.
Do you want to walk?
Is there even any place to walk?
I mean, I guess you could slide down. It's probably not the safest, considering what you saw on your way up, but
All like the
I have
stalactites
slow
and
fall.
stuff.
It'll be fine.
All the stalactites and stuff.
yeah.
I have slow fall. It'll be fine.
As it turns out, he was not fine.
Subtle foreshadowing.
Right.
Okay, is there another pattern on the wall to trigger the cart to go down, or do we just use gravity?
The mechanism is still like clicking and things.
It's just constantly going back and it's just
Click,
constantly
click,
looping around.
click, click.
Yeah, like so. Whenever are you walking back over to where the carts were?
Yeah, because there's nothing here.
So there's another cart, and it's like the rails are still like whirring and clicking.
Okay, let's go. Climbs into the buggy.
Astor hops into it and again proceeds to just lean and chill.
Irit looks at Captain Indy with the question of, "You want me to continue? Want me to continue to hold you?"
And Captain Indy's like, she looks back, she goes, and she like signals for you to put her down.
He puts her down.
Can Ruino do like one last, just a quick look around,
Sure.
just to see if like there's anything like of value or like weapons, like armor, anything like that?
What are you looking for specifically?
More just like see if there's anything of importance
Okay.
that we could have skipped over. All right, investigation.
Yes, investigation.
11 plus 1, 12.
Yeah, no, you don't find anything.
Okay, so then after that, Ruinel gets back in the cart.
Okay. Everyone's now in the cart, and are we gonna take off, or what's the party doing?
Blast off at Sonic speed.
Beep.
Cool.
Beep.
So as you get back in the cart, you know, gravity just kind of starts to pull you down onto what you can tell is like the mechanized part of the rail system, and it shoots you down, and it's much faster this time immediately, presumably because gravity's assisting, and you get to the bottom no problem. There's nothing exciting about the way down. It's much smoother than the way up was. No gaps in the rails or anything that you have to adjust for. So as you get, I'm assuming, like as you reach the bottom, Captain Indy hops out of the cart and starts walking back towards the friendship ship, not ship, friend, communist, not communist, friendship ship.
I think,
Man,
I
that
think the
name got
order
real
rearranges.
long.
Yeah, it gets rearranged
I think
every
the order
episode.
rearranges every episode.
Yeah,
That name got real long.
yeah.
Irit's gonna follow along.
Okay.
Ruinel is going back to the ship.
Yeah, we don't really have a choice at this point.
You want to make cookies when we get back?
No,
Not today.
got things to do.
Fair enough.
So as everyone arrives back at the ship, Captain Indy starts like knocking on the crew quarters. She starts knocking on the crew quarters door, and she says,
All right, lads, it's time for a dive. Let's go.
How far do you think it'll take to get to Talanthea, if it even exists?
I don't know, actually. We're gonna have to search around. It's probably gonna take probably an episode or so, followed maybe by some naval combat, and I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well,
What do you mean episode?
I'm just kidding.
well, from just to get to the spot that we saw on the map.
Are you asking how long or how far?
How long will it? How long is it going to take to get to that spot on the map?
Well, considering that it's not really marked precisely, I'd say a day or so at least, and then probably searching for it will take some time too, so I don't know. It depends on if we travel through the night or not.
So what will our players encounter on their way to Talanthea?
This episode of Beyond the Gates features Adam Baeza as Ruanel of Tarsus, Mitchell Caldwell as Irit Hardstar, Bryleigh Myers as Astra Laveau, and Chelsea Willis as Hope Bright Shadow. This episode was written and edited by Jacob Breaux, produced by Jesse Adkins, with the main theme composed by Stephen Matherne. If you liked our show, please be sure to share it with a friend and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, and follow us on Instagram at Beyond the Gates Pod. Our next episode will drop on March 12th, so stay tuned and we'll see you then.
And the people bowed and prayed to the neon gods they made.
I need you to know this is all recorded.